G'day folks, welcome to a nice little Wednesday afternoon. Nice and warm out here again. I know a lot of people wondering if I'm burning up in the bushfires or getting flooded out, or burning and flooding at the same time. Not happening down here. I'm in a rather nice area, so yeah, everything's safe, but send your best wishes to the people who aren't. There are a lot of people getting flooded out at the moment, and I think there are still quite a few bushfires going. Likewise have been. Tasmania got hit pretty hard, and parts of Victoria are black. No huge losses of life like on, say, Black Saturday. That was a very, very fast moving fire and very unexpected. A lot of people got caught off guard then. Hopefully with the warning systems they've put in now and the pre-evacuation plans and things, we won't see that sort of incident happen again, but you never know. This is Australia, and when gum trees start burning, they burn. So yeah, it's not going too bad. I hope Tradie Trev hasn't been drowned again in Brisbane. I know he got washed out in 2011, lost all his electronics, his projector, everything, had to redo the whole house. That was a bit of a mess. But a lot of other people aren't so lucky even now. A lot of people will be scraping the mud off the floors and throwing out their brand new TVs and things they just bought and that sort of stuff, Christmas stuff. Always the worst thing to have to go through is cleaning mould and crap out. Even if it looks alright, most of the stuff just gets damp damaged and mouldy. Floods, I mean, fire's total loss on things, but flood is just nasty. It's hazardous, it's not a good thing to go through. So yeah, a lot of people are going through that at the moment. Send your best wishes for them. Likewise, best wishes for my grandmother on my mum's side of the family, Nana. She suffered a stroke on, I think it was Monday night. She's coming okay now. Obviously still alive, which is great. But there is permanent damage, unfortunately, and we just got to work through it and put her into rehab and everything, make her as comfortable as possible. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been doing many videos either. I've just been talking to my mum and that sort of thing and just working through it. Unfortunately, it happens all too often. My dad's mother, Grandma Jones, suffered the same sort of thing. She suffered a stroke, and not long after, I don't think it wasn't long after she got out of hospital, she actually passed away. So hopefully that doesn't happen in this case. But yeah, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have been there, and you know what it's like. So best wishes to her. Send your prayers, wishes, whatever. Yeah, so that's sort of what we're up to with that. On a lighter note, work's going really well. Got a bit of a structure overhaul at work, more training, more of everything, less talking, that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, some people didn't get the message that you can't really stand around and talk for half the day. And yeah, there's going to be some really big overhauls. It's just one of those watch this things. Because yeah, the big boss ain't happy. Well, he's really happy with me and quite a few others, but there's a few people he's not very happy with, so there's going to be a bit of a reshuffle and that sort of thing. Positive for me and my friends and that sort of stuff. So yeah, very good. Work on the work. Work is life. I'm sure it's life for a lot of people. Workaholics, that sort of thing. So anyway, what else have we got? I took the Micra to a garage to get a pre-inspection for roadworthy, and there's very little wrong with it now. I've already done the brakes and tyres and things, and that's all they picked. The only engine mount that he's talking about is the torque arm mount that goes under the car from the centre of the transmission case. It stops the engine from twisting. So that's just probably a pair of bushings, like big D bushings or something. I've seen it in the dark, but I haven't had a good clear look at it, so I just got to put the car up on stands and get into it. The rest of it's alright. I did make my centre brake light, but because it's not actually a manufactured item, they won't pass it, so it makes the car safe to drive now, which is the main idea behind it, but I was a bit sceptical about that. And sure enough, yeah, it will fail. So I'm just going to get a stick-on one from Super Cheap, or not Super Cheap, but Auto Pro. Yeah, so that's all good. That worked out quite well. What else? Plenty of packages and things to send out. Lots of people are waiting on goods from here, so I'm going to work on that tonight, get everything labelled and ready to go, and just start dispatching some of the domestics, and then we'll work on the international gifts. Yeah, the ones for international are just gifts, so they're a lower priority, if you understand. The domestic stuff, a lot of people have paid for goods and are waiting for them, so I apologise about the delay, but we'll be getting back into business soon. This is sort of where I need a part-time assistant or something for dispatching goods and that sort of thing, but I don't know too many people that I trust with business aspects, so we'll leave that one off the list for now anyway. I'm not a big enough empire to warrant that. And speaking of empire, I was looking at some industrial properties nearby. I don't have a deposit or anything, so I'm not going to be moving anytime soon. It's actually very hard to afford houses around here. I think Australia or Melbourne's the 5th most expensive place to live in the world as far as buying property is concerned. But $310,000 to $390,000 just for the property. There's always real estate fees and other stuff on top, and GST, 10% GST. So the place that I'd really like is a big concrete tilt slab shed, like several hundred square metres of concrete floor, 100 metres of mezzanine with big offices and things like that to set up as living quarters and electronics workshop and display room. Oh, it'd be absolutely fantastic, but it's $290 plus GST and all the other bullshit that they put on top of it, so almost $250,000. Probably not going to happen anytime soon. As much as I love it. I have to win Tats Lotto or something like that. But yeah, they are around. Cheaper, it'll be like $280,000 for an old plant nursery. But that's all gravel. They've got little sheds and an office building, that sort of stuff, but no real sealed concrete to, say, land heavy machinery on. Like if I were to try and transport the turret lathe there's nowhere for them to put it where you can just put it on rollers and move it around. It's all gravel. They just sink into the ground instantly. The thing weighs 2.5 tons or whatever. So that's a big issue to consider. Either dispose of the lathe to somebody else or find a place with lots of concrete, which is going to be mandatory anyway. I don't want gravel, I don't want grass, certainly don't want grass. I want either bitumen, good hard bitumen, or concrete. So yeah, interesting to look at the prices and things though. It's not as expensive as I thought. It's a lot cheaper than say a big house with property in a shed, which would be ideal for driving around and that sort of shenanigans, but I don't know, then you've got to mow the lawns and keep the trees and things trimmed, and there's a lot of maintenance in that sort of stuff. I can barely maintain what I've got. I've still got a groundskeeper that comes around and does all the front gardens and all that sort of stuff and mows the lawns on a ride-on, which is probably something I should be doing, but I just can't be bothered. I'd rather keep a local in business to do it anyway. Support local businesses. So yeah, been doing a little bit of research on this plasma. This is Mum's old one. It died probably 2 weeks ago. It's actually got an LG panel in it. It's with a Hitachi 42 PMA 300A. It's had a new panel in it under warranty because it developed a big black or coloured bar issue. The chip-on film thing down the bottom died. And I don't know if it originally had a Fujitsu Hitachi panel in it and they've stuffed this in as a drop-in replacement, or whether this is what they originally came with. But even just looking in there, that metal brace is pushing hard against those caps. I can't even wiggle them. So that's kind of, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if these are original or not. It might be. Like, fitted to the one that came off the showroom floor, not the replacement. But either way, I was looking at what I think the Tech Knight was talking about, and Gavin Curtis. There's 33 microfarad electrolytics that dry up and cause the sparkles, and then eventually the panel goes blank. So particularly this one here, this is right above a heatsink on that big composite hybrid pack, and likewise that one there looks like the top's bulging a bit on it. So if I can find a stick of 33 mic 25 volt caps in my inventory, which I might have, I'll try and replace them. Likewise even the this one here has some. Yeah, but it's an LG panel. I'm just not sure. He did say Y sustain, but Z and everything else could have it on it as well. So that's Z sustain. Yeah, anyway, interesting. I haven't even done a voltage check on the power supply, so I'll have to have a look through that as well. The other thing was 10 volt caps in these seem to be the ones that dry up the fastest. They're 100, they're 25s. He said there were, yeah, there's 1000 microfarad 10 volt. He said these ones seem to be the ones that break down the fastest. They feed the 5 volt rail. But yeah, all I'm getting is just an illuminated panel. You can see it's like a CRT television where the tube powers up and glows, but you just get no raster from it whatsoever. No activity from the guns. It's basically doing that. So that's my main target. Anyway, I might even have to buy a good excuse to invest in a soldering iron with the tweezer tips, because SMD caps are really hard to get off without ripping one of the traces off. You can't just lift one side up. Anyway, thanks for watching. A lot of rambling. Let's start working and get things sorted out. I won't look at this tonight, or at least resist the urge to look at it tonight. I'll do that another night. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.